QuiltTube! Welcome back to another episode of Bristol Blue. Thank you for returning. And all your new subscribers, this channel is about quilting. I also do EPP, foundation paper piecing. I do all kinds of things. And then I also have a separate update for cross stitch. So that will come out every 2 to 3 months. Right now I'm at the 3-month mark. So another video will be coming out very soon for that. And I'm almost ready to do that. I've been recording to get some practice using the new software and trying to come up with new and inviting fun things to do. So I'm going to do just an update on one of the quilts that I have been working on. It is my red and white quilt. I hadn't gotten very far for the last update, but I've been working on it pretty continuously over the last couple of weeks. And I have one block left to do, and then the 5x5 layout will be complete. And I kind of wanted to go through that unit with you. It is with the Ohio Star, and it is the quarter square triangle or the hourglass unit, however you say it. I had to find a new method that was a little bit more accurate for me. I was making half square triangles and putting those together, and I just wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And so I started using a different method, which is the same method that I believe Edita Sitar uses. She does all of her cutting of the squares and quarters and in halves and things like that. And I used that method, and that worked out absolutely perfect for me. So here I'm going to give you a little tour of the wall here. Here's the block, the top. So I've got 4 rows already put together. I've got 4 blocks in the last row of the 5th row, and I am just needing to get the block done, the last one done. So here's what I mean. I took a 3.5-inch square. It's a little oversized because I like to make sure it's squared down. 3.5-inch square of the red and a 3.5-inch square of the white, and quartered it, cut it into fours on the diagonal. And I'm going to do that right here with you now. And I don't need this here. I'm going to get my iron hot while I'm doing this. And, also, one little fun thing that I did do, and I wasn't sure if I was going to throw this in the quilt or not, but I did make a blue churn dash just to see how it would look. And I'm not popping it into my quilt. Not popping it in there. But I did try. So now I'm going to take my quarter square triangles, and I like to line them up in a particular fashion so that I sew them together in the same order. So I do all of them this way. I lay them all in a pile with the reds and the whites, with one of the long sides facing each other. So I sew them all the same way, and I chain piece them through my machine. And that way, when I get done pressing them and opening them, I can put them together and the opposite colors come together. So I'm going to chain piece all 4 of these. I'm going to turn my machine on. The light is a little bright, so I didn't have it on to start with. I do need to change out my glasses so that I can see what I'm doing at the machine and make sure that everything is lined up here. So I'm going to sew these together, chain piece them all together here. I'll just do one here so that you can see how I put the one unit together. And then I'll actually sew the quilt together and then work on my last bit of it. I'll get my little thread bunny there. And that way I've got, oh, and then I throw these on my ironing surface. With the dark side up. I like to have nested seams, so I don't do a whole lot of pressing all seams open. I will if I have to. So then I will put the two pieces together, these two, throw them together, nest up the seam, and I am a pinner when it comes to this kind of thing as well. So I'm going to pin that together here, and let's get you turned around here. I have a little lazy Susan underneath my monitor so that you can see. I can turn you. Excuse me. It's a little cloudy today and rainy, so I am not going out dashing today. And for those of you who don't know, I lost my job earlier this month and am now unemployed and collecting unemployment and door dashing when the mood strikes me or strikes us. Get that back in there, and I'm going to press this. Try to get my thing in there. I'm going to press that. And then I'm going to use this Creative Grids. What is it? It's a 3.5 by 6.5 inch ruler. Oh, I have pictures of this, and I will have the pictures of how I do the squaring up in the video. All right, so there I have my little hourglass block. I'm going to stick it in on the side here with the next one. So then I'll make another one over here, and then I'll put the whole block together and then add it to the row 5 that's on the wall and put the whole row together. So my plan for, I want to put a border on this, and what I'd like to do is some applique. My mind has always envisioned like a vine, a red vine on a white background with red circles. I may layer a white circle, a smaller one on top of them. I'm not sure how this is all going to turn out. I've also just been looking through Pinterest for ideas on border layouts, applique border layouts. There's fanciful ones with vases and vines and leaves and flowers, and I'm not going to get a little crazy, but I'm taking my inspiration from those pieces and developing and creating my own pattern. I'm using 3 of my favorite blocks, which are the Ohio Star, the Churn Dash, and the Shoe Fly. So now I need to come up with a name for this, and I don't know what I'm going to name it. I've been thinking about it sporadically, off and on now for a few days, and I haven't come up with anything. I haven't come up with anything. And then I took a picture of it, which is the picture that is in the video, about the update about my red and white quilt. And I had sent it to my sister to show her what I was working on, and it looked a little flowery to me. So I'm not sure what I'm going to name it. I'm going to look into the software needed, or I have something that was free and see if I can use that, but develop a pattern that I can have either for sale, or depending on the difficulty of creating that pattern. I don't know. If it's simpler than I think, I don't know if I can even attempt to offer that for free, because that may be very completely time consuming. But I would like to have some sort of a pattern available on my website in a PDF format, something that I create that I don't have to send to a printer, because right now I'm doing everything as inexpensively as I possibly can, and still provide valuable content. So I will again finish this block, get it attached to the final row, and then attach the final row to the quilt. And I'm thinking a 6-inch border, maybe, depending on how my vines and circles and things work out. I don't want to add any additional color. I just want it to be red and white, strictly red and white. I may want to create another color scheme of maybe a red and green for Christmas. It's going to be like, I think it was 30 inches by 30 inches without a border. So I'm assuming that somewhere around 36, 40 inches, 35, 36 inches for a finished quilt. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use a red binding or a white binding. So more to come on an update on this quilt. And hopefully I'll have that available. I can play with my vines and circles, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to go that route unless something inspires me to do something different. And I've been drawing things lately too. So this is just my little journal where I was at one night at work just playing with my favorite blocks and coloring them in on the grid here. So we'll see about that. But the mind is churning on that one. So I have worked on many other quilts. I have done a lot of blocks. A lot of updates are coming soon. And I'm going to do this. This one I did separately so I could show you that one particular unit, the hourglass quarter square triangle unit, and to show you how I do it, the best method for me to make sure that everything turns out perfectly square. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Not all of my points touch and meet, but they are so close that you would never notice. So anyway, I will have another update on this, but this is where I am with this for now, because I think I only had like 3 or 4 blocks done last I mentioned. So now we're at the, let's see, 5 by 5, 25 blocks, 24 done, 25th one about to be completed. So I did quite a bit on it over the last couple of weeks, and I'd like to continue to work on it. So we need to get this update out there for you so that you can see it. So there's another 2-color quilt that I've been working on, the basket one, I've got an update on that one as well. So I did several more blocks on that one, and I am working on getting a top done for that as well. So these will be table toppers because of the size that they are, or wall hangings. I don't really have the wall space to hang them, but I don't know until I put it up against the wall, right? Anyway, thanks for joining. Stay tuned. There are more videos coming, and also a floss tube update. So thanks for joining me, and have a good day.